Hey, what's going on? I'm Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today I'll be talking about the quarterback carousel for 2021, where I think guys are going, and so on and so forth. But before we get started today, I just wanted to mention you can follow me on social media at Matt O'Leary NY. If you haven't already, please make sure to check out the podcast. New episodes drop every Monday. And check out the merch store, link in the description below. All right, so what I'm going to do today, and since the Jets are going to be heavily involved in this quarterback carousel, I'm going to run through the guys who could be on the move, where I think they're going to go, and so on and so forth. So let's jump right into this one. The biggest name on the market, Deshaun Watson. Where do I think he's going? So the New York Jets are heavily involved. Of course, the Miami Dolphins are heavily involved, and those two seem to be the front runner. I don't think he's going to the Jets. I don't think he's going to Miami. I have a dark horse team that I think could be involved, and let me make this abundantly clear. I would love if the New York Jets were able to pull this off. Love it. I just don't know the likelihood of it happening. I don't know if Joe Douglas is going to want to give up the 3 first-round draft picks it's going to take. Should he? If the Jets could do it for 3 first-round picks, I would do it. I just don't think that's where he ends up. My dark horse team that I think is going to trade for him is the Carolina Panthers. I think he's going to go down to Carolina, where he played his college football. There is that connection there where he played at Clemson, and they seem like a dark horse team who are going to be in the mix at the quarterback position, because Matt Rule kind of made it clear at the end of the season that they needed more out of Teddy Bridgewater. Bridgewater is not a long-term solution. They have about $7 million in cap space right now. They can make themselves a little bit flexible for this year and beyond, obviously. But that would be a team who, yeah, they have what? Like the Panthers have the 8th pick in this upcoming draft. For the Texans, they would be trading him to the NFC, getting him out of the conference. As much as I would love him to be a member of the New York Jets, I don't know how likely, again, it's going to be. So I say that the Texans are going to trade him to the NFC, to an up-and-coming team like the Panthers, and that would be a lot of fun to see. Would it be sad to see Matt Rule and Robbie Anderson and Deshaun Watson-led team? A little depressing, yes, but on brand, also yes. So I have him going to a dark horse team. Give me Deshaun Watson to the Panthers. Next up, let's talk Carson Wentz. MVP caliber season in 2017. Thought he was all right in 18 and 19 as well. 2020, the wheels fell off. The Eagles decide to fire Doug Peterson. They seem to obviously they draft Jalen Hurts, so they are unsold on the quarterback position, but I think he ends up staying. I don't think you're able to trade that contract. I don't think anyone's going to take it on, so I think they bet on him figuring it out. They brought in Sirianni to try to figure out how to fix this guy. Is it the right move? I don't know. That press conference yesterday was a disaster. I was disgusted watching it. It gave me vibes of Adam Gase. But nonetheless, I think Carson Wentz ends up staying with the Philadelphia Eagles, and they try to roll it back. Does it work? I don't know. I don't think the Eagles are that great of a football team. I think Wentz is a lot better than what he played this year. I don't know what the issue for him was. I really don't. But I do think that they're going to roll it back one more year. So give me Carson Wentz staying with the Philadelphia Eagles. How about Matt Stafford? The Detroit Lions are going to be trading Matt Stafford, and I have them trading him to the Indianapolis Colts. To me, that seems like a perfect fit. You have Jim Irsay come out and say that they're going to be looking for a veteran. Who's a better veteran on the market than Matthew Stafford? Obviously, Deshaun Watson could be in the mix, but I don't know if they'll have the capital to go up and get him for all that capital. But you're probably going to just have 1 first-round pick in order to get Matthew Stafford. They pick at 21. I think you could trade 21 for Stafford straight up and be okay with that. And I think we could see something move rather quickly with Matthew Stafford. It seems like Detroit's really trying to move on from him and doing it quickly. And the Colts seem like a perfect fit. You slot him in, and you would absolutely be able to compete with him on your team. He's an upgrade over Phillip Rivers. He's an upgrade over Jacoby Brissett. He's an upgrade over who you could have had on this list at a reasonable place. Even if you're taking a quarterback at 21, let's say, he would be better than any of those fits as well. They need a veteran in their win-now window, and Stafford gives them a really good shot, so I think that one makes a ton of sense. How about Matt Ryan? Are the Falcons going to move on from him? I say not yet. I think they draft a quarterback at 4. Who that's going to be, I shrug for now because I don't want to give it away when I talk about Sam Darnold. Hint, hint. But I think they stick with him one more year. They can't cut him. It'll cost them a ton of money to cut him. It'll cost them a ton of money to trade him as well. They roll it back for one more year with Matt Ryan. Maybe if they start to struggle, they'll switch and go to the rookie. But I do think they are taking a quarterback with their 4th overall pick. and I think Ryan stays for one more year with the Atlanta Falcons. How about Jimmy G? Are the San Francisco 49ers done with Jimmy Garoppolo? I say yes. I think he ends up going back to the New England Patriots. That's who Bill Belichick wanted all along. He was willing to move on from Tom Brady even earlier than they did. Was that a mistake to move on from Tom Brady? You could argue yes, as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in the Super Bowl right now. But I think he really loves Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think he wanted to trade him in the first place, so I think they figure out a way to bring him back. Immediate upgrade over Cam Newton. Is his ceiling anything more than like a middle-of-the-pack quarterback? I don't know, but Bill is a stubborn guy, and I think he believes that he can win with Jimmy Garoppolo. So I have Jimmy G ending up back in New England where he was originally drafted, and where, if it was up to Bill Belichick, he would probably be the starting quarterback right now for that team. Okay, how about Jared Goff? There seems to be an open quarterback competition for the Rams. He has obviously, I think, underachieved. Yes, the numbers look good on paper, but if you watch those games, he seems to be holding them back in points. But I do think he ends up winning the quarterback competition. I do think they run it back with him for another year. The Rams are kind of in a weird place. I don't see them active for one of these other veterans. I don't think they're obviously picking high enough to get a new quarterback in the draft. So I think they're going to be a little bit no man's land. And I do think Goff is the better quarterback on the roster. So I think they run it back with him. Is he someone who is better than like a middle-of-the-pack quarterback? Similar to Jimmy G, I would say no, I don't think so, but I do think that they are going to be competitive enough with him as their starting quarterback to be a playoff team. Do they get over the hump and be a Super Bowl team with him? Not exactly sure. I wouldn't be willing to bet on it. The stars seemed to align when they went to the Super Bowl in, 2018? So I think he ends up sticking, but I don't know if it's a long-term solution there as well. And the last quarterback on my list, Sam Darnold. Does he stay with the Jets? I don't have them getting Deshaun Watson. I don't think so. I think the Jets end up trading him. I have him going to the New Orleans Saints. They are definitely going to be in need of a quarterback. They could obviously trade a second-round pick and take a flyer on Sam Darnold. If it doesn't work out, they could be in a position to draft a quarterback next year. I think they'd be willing to take that risk and find a guy who has struggled at points early in his career. But going there, Sam Darnold would have a chance to compete with Sean Payton, who's one of the top 5 play callers in football. Michael Thomas, a legit number 1 receiver. Alvin Kamara, a legit number 1 running back. So there would be weapons. Could he thrive? Potentially, maybe. I think there's a chance that he's able to figure it out there. For the Jets, they're getting Sam Darnold out of the conference, getting a second-round pick back, and still be able to take their guy with the second pick. So in this quarterback carousel, I think the Jets end up with a rookie quarterback. I think Deshaun Watson ends up in the NFC. I think Sam Darnold also ends up in the NFC. Is it a surprise? I think yes. I think some people are thinking it's either Watson to the Jets is a done deal, or Sam Darnold staying is a done deal. I don't think either of those things are true. I would love it if Deshaun Watson is on this Jets roster in 2021. I hope they prove me wrong, but I do think it's going to be a dark horse team that we haven't heard about yet, and I'm just crossing my fingers and praying to God it's not the Patriots or the Miami Dolphins, because that would be a complete disaster. So let me know what you think and predict it down in the comments below. Where are these guys going? It's Deshaun Watson, Carson Wentz, Matthew Stafford, Matt Ryan, Jimmy G, Jared Goff, and Sam Darnold. Let me know in the comments or on social media. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll talk to you next time.